Hi, Brennan. Okay, so I want to talk about this vehicle of the future, which relates to sociological, post-sociological ideal. The sociology thing is just going to happen pretty much as the planets align. Okay, so the sociology thing is these basically 5 points: the old worlds and the new world, the geography, the Great Divide, and basically you have these threads that come off. Okay, so I've talked about these, and now what you have is the second one is so these are the normative geographic on the geographic, the big picture. These ones are the threads that are going to form they form the ground. So the two great arches of European cultures on the west coast of America and Asian cultures on the east coast of America. These are these great arches that are sort of these impossible systems that the trade routes did not exist, more or less, until the steam engine, until very recently. So these two arches need these grounds, and these grounds are these threads. These threads will ground out these energies to make them always positive, to reduce the shock, to alleviate all shock, basically. And fascism comes from this lack of a ground, this lack of these threads going back and connecting to their culture, wherever their culture is. They go back and they spend a year or two back there in this prime age, and they tell you, now what you have is these five threads, these old worlds, these normative threads, then you have this engineering architectural thread. This is like products and stuff like that that need to be quality and designed with the 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 spiritual togetherness. And now the fourth one, this one is the general one, the grounding one of there's the normative geographic one, the geographic test, but then there's also these grounding ones that are basically the general happiness type thing, which these are these lower ones. And now this middle one, the ring finger, this is marriage. So you think of product engineering, uh, architectural engineering, all these technologies we have, the printing press, the fabric machines that make clothing that we're wearing and stuff like that. So you have those threads, and the normative ones, and the geographic, the general grounding ones of making compassionate humanity for the lowest possible ones, and having the marriage one. It forms this sort of this window of ultimate civility. But this is also this is the high end, the arches, those giant arches of the East meets West, and overlapping on their respective shores of America. So those ones are very important. These nations, these are like your fascism ones that need to be tied down with these normative ones. I don't know, sort of like a parallelogram. I don't know. I guess it's squarable. It's a highly squarable, right? And so these actions are these are the ultimate ones. And then the marriage one, that one's one that in America we understand that there's, our products. You could have stuff that causes cancer. That's like this cop out because they're not all connected, and they need to be. These ones actually connect like this, as I said, and the general grounding. This is just going to be okay. So now, one of the big pictures after the sociological system is put together, we have this architectural format of vehicles that are basically like shoe boxes. They're not all aerodynamic like this sort of this cop out of the sociological thing. Instead, we have vehicles that are all sleek and stuff. Aerodynamics is good, but what you have is instead you have simply flat, smooth surfaces. You have a deck, one deck. The vehicle, and it's like a shoebox. Okay, so it opens up, it turns into an office, an architectural reality of high functionality, ultimate functionality, of where you're not going to be driving your vehicle. The sociology is going to be doing the most important navigation, and this vehicle, so it's just like literally a square box. It goes up, and so you have this in the front. You have a little air. They're going to all connect together basically like a train. So trains are square, square. Make them square. It's happy times there. Uh, you know, 4 squares and stuff like that. So the way the function is that, okay, so you have this deck on this vehicle of the future, this post-sociological future of a mix of architecture and engineering together. Just the camera there. And so what you have is this box, and in the front you have this little aerodynamic, this little sled thing, and in that area, in that little aerodynamic triangle in the front, you have a little engine in the front. It's just a one-wheel drive vehicle, perhaps a ceramic engine. It's highly efficient, but you're rarely using it because you're only using it to connect to a convoy, which then you're in a train and you're with people who, the person in front of you, you always admire. The person in front of you admires you. In back of you admires you. So you're in this convoy, and there's enough randomness to make it secure, because pull up to a red light, are you really secure? The carjacker's going to come, right? So people run red lights, and then cops are like, oh, I don't like that person in front of me. And so then you get this dysfunctional, this unconnected, this ungrounded arches of shock, culture shock, whatever, engineering shock, this one, and the normative is the most important one, because that's where your nations have fascism developing from east meets west, and people seeing that, and they're like, they don't care type of thing. So we have to have these grounds of the general happiness, the marriage, which is going to go together, because once you have the general happiness, you're going to be able to see through the clear picture, everything that you want, where you want to be, where everyone needs to be, which is basically in love and stuff like that, and in society and in community. And I did a 29-minute video. It didn't go through, so this is my old computer, and it's I went over this. I went kind of elaborate, just like all that stuff. So this is like the second run, and I don't know what happened to the first one, sadly. And I said, oh yeah, the McDonald's coffee, not too bad, not too bad. Decaf for me, of course, decaf. So yeah, so this is the future. It's the planets are going to basically be aligning, and they're going to be making us pray to our new gods, basically, which are the ones that we choose for general happiness. And these engineering ones stop making stuff that causes cancer, because it's just this greed and stuff like that. We're like, oh, if we could just sell some stuff, breast implants made of industrial silicone. Come on, that's like Santa Claus full of toxic waste. You have to identify this whole picture and identify that toxic waste is fascism in a sense. These old world cultures saying, oh, let's just sell a bunch of junk. We have to sell all this junk. And what you're not doing is selling these what you're doing is you're giving the middle finger this connection. Oh, let's just sell a bunch of junk, and that's everyone else's, screw themselves, But these ones, the general happiness, the grounding of the great arches of general happiness, that's code for general happiness. Okay, if you don't get it, please don't worry about it, because it's about happiness, everyone being happy, and having systems that work smooth, just not smooth, but a single platform of humanity, the family of man, so to speak, and having those grounds connecting down, so that nations are improving and going up into heaven, doing this unified social theory, the geography and general happiness, forming this tie, basically this tie. So that and just visionary inquest of ingenuitive technology with compassionate poetry and atomic sort of reality of words. And let's just see if this happens. This YouTube, come on, baby.